Sam, can we please have a one-word prompt?
Oh man. Whale.
Well, all right, here we go.
Whale.
3, 2, 1.
Trump impression? Whale. I think that was part of his cognitive test. Should we get into this? Is this a good way to start?
No.
I never saw the movie The Whale, but the ending was spoiled for me, and now I don't think I'll ever watch it.
Cool. This is one of the weaker ones I think we've done. Hey, welcome to the Overtalking Podcast with your host, Ken. Say hi.
How dare you? Have you seen The Whale?
No. Don't spoil the ending. I'm probably never going to watch it.
This is a whale podcast now.
It's an
This
insane
is the Whale
ending.
Podcast, where we talk over whales and whale-related paraphernalia. No, this is the Overtalking Podcast, where we talk over TV shows and movies as chosen by our guests. And this week, we dictated Godzilla Minus One. I'll be up front. We want to talk about this.
Yeah, that's okay. It's our show. We get to do whatever we want.
That's right. We can do whatever we want. The
We're in
show's been all over
charge.
the place the past couple of weeks, and so we can do whatever we want. But we just wanted to have our good friend Sam back on. Welcome back, Sam.
Hey, Sam.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Our resident Godzilla expert.
I feel like I may be typecasted, but it's a typecast that I readily accept. So happy to be here.
That's right, you are.
We have a lot of questions for you, Godzilla related. I just want to get this out of the way. So we live in the Chicagoland area, and the favorite theater of ours is the Music Box Theater. Did you go to their? Of course, you're holding up the shirt from the event. So you went to the Godzilla marathon that they had.
Yeah, so I went. Ken is referring to the Music Box Godzilla vs. the Music Box event that they did in early June. I went for the opening night Friday, so that was the double feature of Shin Godzilla and then the movie we're talking about today, so Godzilla Minus One.
Cool.
I did not go to the 24-hour movie marathon.
Okay.
Can I learn something about myself? You are stronger than I am, because I sat through 2 movies in those seats and I went, I don't think I can do this tomorrow, even though I had a free ticket offered to me. So
Oh man.
I don't know how you do the 24-hour Music Box of Horrors.
Speaking of that, I think it's still going on. The Music Box is going to replace those seats, I heard. They have a campaign going that they're going to get some new seats in there, which is
It's legitimately
amazing.
happening in August or September, but
Awesome.
it's 100% happening. So buy the next Music Box of Horrors.
Okay.
There should be significantly better seats that actually have cup holders too. So
Nice.
It'll
should
be nice.
an upgrade at least.
Yeah, I looked at I know you can like purchase a chair and then you can have like an inscription or something like that. I was taking a look at those payment plans. Just window shopping.
I also window shopped and then thought, this is silly. I go here like once or twice a year, but it'd be cool to sit in that, like my own seat for the Music Box of Horrors.
Yeah.
Like, this is it. So let my stink on it for 24 hours.
Is that your inscription too? Has Ken stink?
Has Ken stink on it. It's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was last there a few months ago to see a documentary, and I think that was just around 2 hours, maybe a little over, maybe 2.5. And my butt was fully like numb and sore by the end of it.
I went with my mom to a double feature a few months back where they were doing 3D screenings at the time, and I specifically brought a seat cushion for both myself and my mom because I knew she wouldn't be able to handle 2 movies in a row in those seats, and that helped immensely.
That's a good son right there.
Yeah. Well, maybe we should take just a quick break, and we'll be right back to talk about Godzilla Minus One on the Overtalking Podcast.
どういうことだ。わかりません。何かでかいのか。
あれがゴジラ。
And we're back on the Overtalking Podcast, joined once again by returning guest Sam, and we're talking about Godzilla Minus One. But before we get into it, Sam, I just want to say how disappointed I am that you did not do the 24-hour Godzilla marathon portion of the
Rude.
music box thing. Why?
Well, I mean, besides like the physical limitations of my body,
Yeah.
CJ actually texted me before this podcast and asked me to like give a top 3 list of my Godzilla films, which then I ballooned into a top 15 list. And then had to pare down to the top 5 for this episode. But just like looking through that, a lot of like my favorite movies come from the Heisei and Millennium era, which are like the 90s movies and then the early 2000s movies. So like I have a soft spot for a lot of the like 60s and 70s films, but I don't know once again if I can sit through 24 hours of it.
That's fair.
Tubi's awesome. I believe it's Tubi. They have Pluto TV. Excuse me. They have a 24-hour just like Godzilla channel, and I will just throw that on if I like am on my phone and just need some background noise. And they show a lot of Showa era movies. So like I kind of already had it in my head. Like I don't know how many of these I can sit through before I like just got to go and do something. You know.
Are the Showa era ones the ones with the rubber suits?
All of them up until Shin Godzilla have rubber suits.
Really? All of them?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. From 54 to 2004. So
in 2004 they were still doing rubber suits? That's wild.
that was the first podcast appearance I had for the show was Godzilla Final Wars.
That was the 2004.
2004. It didn't feel like 2004. I'm sure it felt like 1994. But yeah, that was still some rubber suits there.
That's nuts. Okay, we keep saying Shin Godzilla, which we've covered before on this show. I think we all have differing opinions.
Didn't we?
Yeah. We all have different opinions on it. Ken, I caught a glimpse of your Letterboxd review, but I don't want to get into ratings yet, but I so badly want to bring up your Letterboxd review, so remind me at the end to talk about that.
For Shin Godzilla?
No,
or
for Godzilla Minus One. You referenced Shin Godzilla.
Oh, okay. Wow. I that's from when I first watched it in theaters. I'm gonna have to pull that up to see what I said.
Yeah, remind me to talk about that later.
Oh boy.
All right.
Okay.
You guys got to plug your letterboxes again.
That's right. You can follow me at CJW, like the word double.
Follow me at KDRISC01. Still haven't changed it. Sorry.
You were supposed to change it to Peaches, 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 I thought.
Yeah, it was too long.
I remember this. Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't fit the character limit.
I think it's still better.
It might be. It's still better.
All right, Sam, we are going to
Yes.
put 30 seconds on the clock for you to describe Godzilla Minus One for somebody who has not seen it.
Wait. He teased his top 5. We got to talk about that, don't we?
No, we got to get into the movie and that'll play into the top 5.
Oh, because we want to know where that ranks in it. Okay.
Yes. 30 seconds on the clock. Ready, go.
This is a like World War II period piece set shortly after the war. You have a Japanese veteran kamikaze pilot who is kind of struggling with the survivor's guilt of living through the war. Part of that is also his experience with Godzilla on an island, and him having to deal with Godzilla as he
5,
kind of tries to destroy
4,
Tokyo.
3, 2.
Hilarity ensues.
1.
No,
Not so much.
Wrong.
There are a couple comedic characters, but I would say a hilarity.
No,
I chuckled at a
definitely
couple
not.
moments.
No.
Man, survivor's guilt, the understatement of the whole movie. So much trauma and survivor's guilt.
Yeah, well, even beyond that, because he was supposed to intentionally kill himself, right? Like,
Yeah.
ugh.
This is I mean the strong suit of this film really is its human cast, and it kind of has this compelling story even if you were to remove Godzilla, because you would have this guy kind of coming to grips with what he was supposed to have happened to him, and then finding like purpose in his life afterwards, which is really cool.
So that really dovetails into another topic I wanted to talk about, which is Godzilla X Kong, where I feel it is the exact opposite of Godzilla Minus One, where
there's barely
the
any human part
aspect really could be lifted out of, and it wouldn't change a thing.
Quite a tonal whiplash. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting double feature.
Oh, God.
Well, if you want to put 30 seconds on the clock, I'll give you my thoughts on that.
I absolutely do, because I would love to hear them.
Put it on the clock, and then we can talk more about it. Because
All right.
yeah, it's going to be cool to compare the two.
30 seconds to rant about Godzilla X Kong. Ready, go.
It's my fifth favorite MonsterVerse movie. That's out of 5.
Right, okay.
I feel like in order to really understand this analogy, people need to watch Pacific Rim and then Pacific Rim Uprising. But the comparison in tone between the two is perfect, because you have one that's like
10 seconds left.
It's not serious, but it's still kind of grounded, and then the other one is just over the top, and it's just
4, 3,
it kind of ruins it for you.
1. And your rating out of 10 for Godzilla X Kong.
Oh man, I don't know if I have a number rating.
Is it above
Like
a 5?
It's a 6. Because I still
6,
have
okay.
fun with it.
It still has Godzilla in it, CJ.
Yeah, it's an automatic 5 then. No, it was kind of frustrating for me to watch. I don't think I like Adam Wingard, the director of Godzilla vs. King Kong and then Godzilla X Kong New Empire, as a director compared to the other directors of the MonsterVerse. His tone is a little bit more cartoonish, which is fine, but it just like, I don't know, I feel like if there were like this pie chart or not pie chart, but this graph kind of showing like the silliness, it's just like straight down now. We've gone off the walls.
Yeah.
It's so weird because Adam Wingard is a like famous horror director. And so then he goes on to make these huge big budget CGI monster movies that are so tonally different from the other stuff he's done before. I just don't understand it.
Yeah, well, it did really well box office wise. And I know, like, just being online and being a Godzilla fan, like, there are a lot of people out there that this resonated with. So I think I'm an exception to that. I didn't particularly like this. I kind of had an issue, and we're, once again, for listeners out there, we are not talking about Godzilla Minus One right now. This is the Godzilla X Kong 5 to 10 minutes, whatever.
Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah. But like I had a hard time just like getting my suspension of disbelief in. And of course that sounds ridiculous because you're watching a Godzilla movie, right? But like for the other MonsterVerse movies, I was like, you know what, I'm into this. Like, this is the universe that we're in. And then for this one, I had such a hard time getting into it. That being said, though, I know you had some complaints about like the human cast. I did feel like that was particularly weak. It's never been good. But they did really well with like Kong's storyline. I will say I appreciated some of the nonverbal parts that happened with that. So I mean, there is good and bad in there, which is kind of why I gave it a 6.
Which leads me to my next question: how did Kong not get top billing?
What Kong X Godzilla.
Oh, that's a complicated relationship with Toho Studios. There is like
interesting.
If you license out Godzilla, there's like strict guidelines from Toho for him. So like Godzilla cannot eat people, Godzilla cannot die. There's a whole list of this, and that's like it's like a known thing in the fandom. So like going back to Godzilla Minus One, the opening scene where Godzilla is not mutated yet, and he's attacking the Japanese soldiers and the main character. He doesn't eat any of those soldiers. He just he chomps on them, kind of tosses them around.
Rampage.
Yeah, but no consumption, I guess I'll say.
Guys, I looked it up because I was curious because we haven't talked about this. Godzilla X Kong, 54% tomato meter, which is what I would put it as around there. That seems correct. Sure. A 91% audience score. That is crazy to me.
Yep.
People like Mechanical Arm Kong.
Oh, God, don't. We had this robot arm lying around this hollow earth. We could put it on him. Yeah. Anyways, let's talk about something we all enjoyed. Hopefully, I'm looking at both of you guys. Godzilla Minus One.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Well, I mean, I just wanted to dive into the movie a little bit, but I also want to know how this ranks with the rest of the Godzilla series. But I just want to quickly give my couple thoughts on it. I really enjoyed this movie. I think we probably all did. I don't know about CJ. I assume. Okay, we're getting a thumbs up.
Very much.
But this movie is just on another level from almost literally every other Godzilla movie, maybe besides Shin Godzilla for me, which I'm sure CJ is raring to go to talk about my Letterboxd review.
So wrong.
But the human drama, I mean, it's basically, it could be a standalone movie of just the human drama, but add in the like incredible visual effects for Godzilla.
Yes.
And any moment that he's on screen or any of the devastation that he does, like it is just another level of a really awesome movie.
Yeah.
I just wanted to rave about that for a second.
Yeah, no, and I mean, I think we're all in agreement here on that. I read something recently that Steven Spielberg saw this movie 3 times in theaters, and I think
Wow.
that's a high compliment because there are a lot of moments that feel like it's a Spielberg film. Like there's elements of Jurassic Park in there. There's a huge homage to Jaws at a certain point, which is really cool.
Emily kept saying that.
Yeah, and the director of Godzilla Minus One is a visual effects guy. So he like I there was no like scene wasted with that. You know, the Godzilla looked really good. This originally people were saying this had a budget of like 15 million US dollars. I think the estimates are closer to like 10 million US dollars now, which is insane to think about. Because I mean, we were just talking about Godzilla X Kong, and that had like a $230 million budget, something like that, which was low for Hollywood standards. But like the like love and attention that was put in to this film, I feel like is felt throughout.
That is something like I took away from it as again, have not seen many Godzilla movies, but I feel like a lot of the shots typically are just super wide. You're seeing the whole city that they're stomping through and doing that. And this had all sorts of like zoom ins, like you're going underneath the monster. It's stepping in different angles and from below and above, and it felt like fresh to me. It kept it interesting that it wasn't just the like we're just gonna put a camera here and then you're just gonna sit here and we'll like kind of slowly turn
static.
it. Yeah, and you'll watch it stomp through the city. Like it was always kind of changing to give different perspectives and stuff.
Well, to your point and to Ken's point earlier as well, you kind of really feel how terrifying a 100-foot monster would be tearing through a city. Because there's, I mean, when Godzilla finally arrives to the Ginza district in Tokyo, and it's just kind of making his way through the buildings, tearing them, it's terrifying. You kind of see the reactions on people's faces as they're running. And then that culminates in a huge blast. That was the first time I really thought in a movie theater, and I've been seeing these movies for over like 25 years, something crazy like that. But I was like, oh, I don't like him being in the city and destroying it. This does not feel good to me. Whereas, as a small kid, I'm like, oh yeah, he's destroying the city. This is awesome. It really, going back to that, really kind of nails in that human element. And
you
what
feel
it
for
like.
these characters.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. On a completely different side of things, that's very serious. I also have a lighter note that I couldn't get. So the Godzilla music, the theme, is very memorable. Like as soon as he shows up, they start playing this thing, and my brain wouldn't let go. I was like, there is a song that uses that I can't get out of my head that I know the first 10 seconds of.
Is that wait, do you have it? Because I have one in my head that I'm thinking of.
I'm going to play it for you guys because I want to know if you recognize this. So it starts out with just flat out uses the Godzilla theme, and then it changes. Like that part, very recognizable. All right, got some head nods.
Get the fuck up. Simon Says, get the fuck up.
That is 1999's Simon Says by Pharaoh Monk, if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
I loved when in this movie Godzilla just started mouthing along to the words of the song.
Get the fuck up from Godzilla.
Yeah, the CGI was great for that. I don't know how they got that lip sync right.
I do want to. I also pulled if you fast forward to that song about 30 seconds in, there's also this section of the song which I did not remember.
Girls, rub on your titties. Yeah, I said it, rub on your titties.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Godzilla did that in the movie too.
Yeah, with his little tiny Godzilla arms just kind of like rubbing on himself. It was really well done. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Really connects to the humans.
Yeah.
Yes.
demanding everyone in town. But anyway, yeah, anytime he showed up, I was like, that hip hop song is like playing in my head, just that 10-second intro.
There's a oh man, I don't remember the actual artist. But there's like a whole album out there called King Ghidra that just like samples from like Toho Studio films, and it's great. Recommend you guys listen to it if you haven't heard.
I want to check that out.
Cool. Yeah, I want to hear that.
Okay, anyway. Very serious movie, but
absolutely. Well, so we've danced around it a lot, right? And we've all put a lot of praise on this movie, but I think we all want to know, Sam, where does this rank in your top 5, top 15, whatever you want to do?
You sent over your top 5 before watching this movie.
Okay.
If you want to share that, and then we can see where this...
I'm going to ask if you guys have seen any of these as well, which I'm going to guess maybe one of them, not the rest. But so the 5th movie on my list is Godzilla vs. Biollante, which I believe came out in 1989.
Never heard of it.
No. Never seen it? Nope. Okay. Strongly recommend it. It was a script writing contest that Toho had held, and a dentist submitted the like screenplay for this, and that got chosen. It got revised a bit, but it's really cool. Biollante is a giant Venus flytrap monster, basically, with Godzilla DNA. So pretty cool. Some outdated references in there, but you'll get a good laugh out of those. Coming up on number 4 is Godzilla X Mechagodzilla. This is the Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla film from 2002. Also very cool. I was wearing a hat earlier today for audio listeners. This is going to be great for you, but I have a hat from like the military force, so this is what the Mechagodzilla looks like there.
Cool.
Sorry, listeners. Coming up on number 3, I have the 2019 MonsterVerse Godzilla King of the Monsters. So that was the one with Millie Bobby Brown. That's her name.
I think I've seen that one.
Right?
That one is the one beforehand. So that's 2014. Yeah.
Okay. I was surprised that there were any MonsterVerse movies in your top 5, and let alone top 3. That's wild.
This is the one that was directed by Michael Dougherty, so another horror director.
Oh, yeah. Trick or Treat.
Yeah, I this would be my comparison to Godzilla X Kong. This is the movie that I wish it would be more similar to. So it's just like, it's a little over the top. I mean, they're flying around in like a football-sized jet trying to chase monsters, but like everything else is like, a little bit more believable. That's like the furthest out it goes. Coming up on number... one.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to try to place it in my head. Is this the one where there were like a bunch of different kaiju that came up?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that one. That was good.
Coming up on number 2, we have Godzilla vs. Destroya. It sounds like a goofy, ridiculous name. That is the anglicized version of it. In like the actual film, they call the monster Destroyer, and it is like a crab demon that was created from the original oxygen destroyer that killed Godzilla originally. So I said original twice, 3 times now. But very, very good. It was the send-off to the 1990s or the 1980s and 1990s Godzilla movies, the Heisei era. So it kind of had this finality to it. It was billed as Godzilla dies in this movie, kind of like Superman versus Doomsday. They were promoting Superman dies at the end of that. And I believe it was the last time Akira Ikefube, I apologize if I mispronounced his name, but he was the like musical composer for a lot of these films. I think it was the last one that he did before he passed away.
Wow. Is he the one who composed the sting that CJ was just playing?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I believe so.
Cool.
And then top billing, number 1 spot is of course the original 1954 film. So Gojira.
Believe it or not, I haven't seen any of these. Oh no, except for the King of the Monsters, but I have never seen the original Godzilla.
For the Godzilla curious audience, I would recommend the original, and then probably Godzilla vs. Biollante. See if you like those.
I feel like I've seen the Mechagodzilla one.
So this is the 4th Mechagodzilla film out of 6 films with Mechagodzilla in it. So
wow.
Maybe I've seen one of them, and I'm not sure which one.
Yeah. There's 2 from the 60s and 70s. There's 1 from the 80s and 90s, and then there's 2 from the millennium, and then one of the the MonsterVerse movies has it as well.
Yeah, they referenced
Yeah.
Mechagodzilla in Godzilla X Kong, and I did not remember Mechagodzilla at all. I must have totally missed it. I don't know.
That was from the other Adam Wingard film, the Godzilla vs. King Kong, and
Okay.
Mechagodzilla came in like within the last 20 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
Okay. It's probably pretty tricked out at that point.
Yeah. So you guys are asking where this fits in.
Yeah.
I want to say it's in the top 3, so I think it'll bump the American version or the American movie, I should say, down to number 4.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Having that the only one I've ever seen of these top 5, I would agree with that. That makes sense to me at least. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty high praise for someone who's a big fan of Godzilla. Top 3 for Godzilla Minus One.
Yeah.
Now I was expecting you to put it all the way at the top and then a little further so that it's at the -1 spot, but you didn't do that. So
Boo.
Do you guys have a sound
Yeah.
queued
Yeah,
up?
I can pull
it'll
that.
go in. I'm
Here,
sure.
this
Okay, there we go.
Does this one work?
No. We need an audience cheering. That's
No,
what we
I don't
need.
think so.
Yeah.
I think I got the right one.
You know, I'm a little disappointed I didn't think of that joke, Ken.
You're
There
welcome.
we go.
Well, I've got some pretty hard trivia lined up, and I think
Oh,
some
I
of this
bet.
might even stump Sam. So I think it's time for.
Hey, did you know that?
That's right. For new listeners, this is the part of the show where we pit our guests and CJ head to head to see who knows the most about what we watched. Sam, CJ, are you two ready?
Let's do it.
Ready to lose.
Probably. I will caution Sam to not answer immediately. If
Yeah,
you
probably
know the
want to answer second.
No,
for
I'll
all
go
of these.
second. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. All right, first question. How long did the writer, director, visual effects artist Takeshi Yamazaki take to write this movie? How long did it take for him to write this movie? Let me word it a little better. How long did he have to write this movie?
Oh, it was dictated to him? 2 years.
Okay, well, I think this is where my knowledge of this is actually going to hurt me because he's been kind of working on this version of Godzilla since like 2007.
Oh, wow.
He had a cameo in one of his earlier movies, and I'm going to screw this name up because it sounds like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It's Always Sunset on 3rd Street, number 2. There's a dream sequence where Godzilla is destroying a post-war Tokyo.
Oh, wow.
So he worked on that, and then he also did a short for the Godzilla ride, which also had this Godzilla. So this has been kind of like kicking around in his head for decades. But I think Toho reached out to him to do this shortly after Shin Godzilla came out, and he didn't exactly know what he wanted to do until he figured out he wanted to continue doing a period piece. So and they announced it in 2000. We're doing Price is Right rules, right? I'll say 3 years. I don't
3 years
actually.
is exactly correct.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah. So they were originally going to start principal photography, but then COVID hit. So he actually ended up having another year or 2 after he had written the original version. But yeah, wow, that amazing. I guess I shouldn't be shocked, but you got to the right answer.
I was close.
Yeah, well,
You
I
were
was trying to
close.
think-
Yeah.
'Cause they-
For a shot in the dark, you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well-educated guess.
On Godzilla Day in 2021, November 3rd, for anyone who doesn't know, that's Godzilla's birthday.
Oh, we all know that.
Obviously.
We all
We
celebrate.
know
He's
all
turning
that.
70 this year, guys.
Wow.
He's
Retiring.
he's got that Social Security. They posted a teaser, which was that like G that they use for the movie poster, and then they didn't have any information come out for a number of years. So that's this is my like really weird way of saying like that's what I base my guess on. So
I really love that graphic, by the way. That's a very cool like logo, the G minus
yeah.
one.
All right. Next question. True or false, Godzilla Minus One won Best Foreign Drama at the 96th Academy Awards.
I'm going to say false. I thought it won something else.
yeah, it's false.
It's false. Yes. Sam, what did it win?
It's
VFX?
best visual effects. Yeah,
That is correct. Yes.
it is also.
I got that.
And don't quote me on this. I would have to look it up, but it is the highest grossing non-animated film to come out of Japan for like the United States or something like that. Something crazy like that. So
Yeah, I remember seeing something like that too. Yeah.
it's got a lot of accolades.
Well deserved, in my
yeah.
opinion. All right. True or false? Godzilla's roar in this movie is just a re-recording of the original Godzilla's roar played over a loudspeaker.
Ooh, it did feel like the same to me, which I kind of liked. I think that's like a classic, a distinguishable sound. I'll say true, or at least sounded the same.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep, that's true.
Yes.
Kind of cool. You're holding your own, Siege. Not
That's
bad. Right. All right. This next question is multiple choice. Gareth Edwards, who directed the American 2014 Godzilla movie, expressed what feeling after watching Godzilla Minus One? Was it A, jealousy? Was it B, superiority? Was it C, guilt? Or was it D, shame?
Wow. It's a range of emotions.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say shame.
Okay.
I think it's jealous, and if I remember the quote, he's jealous because this is how a Godzilla movie should be filmed, or like this is what a Godzilla movie should be, something like that.
Yep. This is what a Godzilla movie should be like. Yeah, you had it. Yep, it's jealousy. Yeah, I'm curious what you might think he might have been shameful about. So,
Making an inferior movie.
okay, yeah, that's fair. Yeah,
I like a lot of his movies. So I saw whatever that futuristic robot one was. I had fun. It was nice.
What's that?
He did a good Star Wars. Oh my God, what was it?
Oh, The Creator.
That's it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was pretty
yeah.
good. Oh yeah, he also did Monsters, the 2010 movie. That was
I
pretty
liked
good, too.
Monsters. Yeah,
Ken
And
was the
Rogue
one
One.
to tell me
That's
about
what
The
you're
Creator.
talking about.
Mhm.
Dang.
yeah. Creators was a great airplane movie.
Yeah.
Dude's
Very good.
directing Godzilla 2, which I don't know if that's real or not, but also Jurassic City coming out in 2025.
Definitely not Godzilla 2. They have another kind of indie horror guy doing the next Godzilla, because Wingard
Okay.
has he's got another project that he had to do. He did speak about doing like a trilogy. So I as much as like I didn't really like his movies, I kind of feel like it would have been fair to let him finish them out. Oh well.
Does
We'll
that
see what
also
this guy
mean
has.
they're making Jurassic Park 7? Is that what that is?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
There's-
that's what that is. Yeah.
Oh my
There's
god.
images of the main actor like training for the new Jurassic Park movie, because apparently you got to be ripped to be a dinosaur guy.
Yeah. Any action movie now, you have to just have an unrealistic.
I'm so
expectation.
upset with where that series has gone. I didn't even watch the latest one because
Yeah,
I
me
love
neither.
Jurassic Park and I didn't even watch the latest one. And I don't know.
Yeah. I think I
I
watched
never finished it.
the one, maybe the second new one, and then didn't bother with the third one.
Yeah, lame. All right, next question. This one I'm gonna really be amazed if Sam can get this. Excluding this movie, in how many other Godzilla movies does Godzilla not fight another monster?
Total shot in the dark here.
Right.
Does the other one I've seen, Shin Godzilla, I'm trying to even remember if there's another monster in that. I thought there maybe was. So not that one. I'm gonna say like 2.
Okay.
I think it's a low amount.
Sam.
It is 2. I'm pretty sure.
Did I get it?
No, you didn't get it. I stumped you
Oh,
all.
well, I forgot Shin Godzilla. So it's 3. Technically.
Nope. It's 4. What are the 3 that you're thinking of, Sam? I'll tell you which one you're missing.
The original 1954, and then I'm thinking of the Godzilla Returns, which is 1985, and then I'm thinking of Shin Godzilla.
Yeah, the Return of Godzilla, 1984, the original Godzilla, Shin Godzilla, and then the 1998 American Godzilla.
The one that Sam hates the most.
Yeah,
Okay, so I
that's
was
that's
not
fair.
thinking
That's why
about that
you
one.
missed it. Yeah, you don't like to think about.
No,
that
that's
one.
fair. I think I've probably said this every time I've been on this podcast talking about Godzilla. It's a fun monster movie. It's just like it really doesn't feel like Godzilla.
Yeah.
I enjoy watching it, but I bristle when people are like, "That's my favorite one." So
Yeah, it's a monster dinosaur movie.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't need to be Godzilla. Isn't there the one that we watched, the first Godzilla movie that we watched with you? Didn't it have the American Godzilla in it?
yeah, as Tragedy of Society or something plays in the background. Yeah, that did have it. That is like a registered trademark character now. So you speaking of like how litigious or like protective Toho is of the brand, you have to like individually license out each monster. So like
Wow.
you would have to license out the American Godzilla, you have to license out the original Godzilla. If you want Mothra, that's going to cost you a different price.
Wow.
That's awesome. All right. Next question. I've only got a couple more. How long is Godzilla on screen during this movie?
Oh, I mean, not that long, right? Like the majority of the movie is the human parts. Maybe it's on screen a lot at the end. My gut said like, I don't know, 20 minutes.
Okay. Sam, what do you think?
The average is like anywhere from like 8 to like 13 minutes. So I'm gonna go in the middle. I'll say like 11, something like that.
Yeah, 11 is exactly correct.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And that's CJ. This is where you're at a disadvantage because there's like
there's an equation.
If you go on the Twitter threads that I go on to, or like the Reddit threads or whatever, there will be people complaining about the runtime or the showtime of each Godzilla in each movie. So like nerds argue about this.
Yeah, apparently this is 6 minutes less than Shin Godzilla. I guess it was 17 minutes for Shin Godzilla.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. All right. What's the kill count for this movie?
Oh, wow. Dang.
Oh, they did announce a number.
They did announce a number at one point, yes.
I don't remember them announcing a number, so I'm taking a wild stab in the dark. All right, so if I apply like Expendables logic to this movie to try to calculate,
Don't do that. No.
Yeah, man, I feel like I'm at a disadvantage because I don't remember what they said in the movies. So I was gonna say like 200, but that's probably low.
I'm gonna say like 30,500 because I think when Godzilla comes into the Ginza district and like destroys it, there's like a radio broadcast afterwards like Godzilla killed 30,000 people in the city, and then I'm just gonna add like 500 onto that because there were people beforehand and afterwards.
Yeah, that's almost exactly right. This one website said 31,000, but yeah, they had the same logic of like just adding a bunch of people onto the 30,000 number.
Nice.
CJ, you don't really stand a chance in some of these.
No.
This is a whole nother level.
Well, also, yeah, CJ, how many times have you watched this movie?
The one.
This also, okay.
How many times
Yeah,
have you watched it?
I've seen it in theaters twice now, and then I made my dad watch it like a month ago.
Wow. Okay. Well, explains a lot. I think we knowing you explains a lot about this.
This tracks.
Yes. All right. What is the Rotten Tomatoes tomato meter score in percentage? Closest without going over. Sam, since you're crushing it, you go first this
Hey.
time.
Okay. I don't know numbers for this actually. And this is like the one question I always know that gets asked. So I should have like done some homework. Oh my God.
That's cheating.
Yeah, that's called cheating.
I want to say it's like 93%.
Damn.
Okay.
That's a good guess.
I'm being really hopeful. If it's not, I got to read some of these negative reviews.
I think that's like, oh man, that's like probably spot on. I think it's easily in the 90s for sure. Closest without going over 91?
Sam gets the point. 98%.
Wow.
Oh, see, okay.
Yeah.
I was being conservative. I'm glad everyone liked it that much.
Damn. Do you have the audience score? Is it the same?
1 second.
Yeah. I mean, I've only been hearing good things about this. I've yet to come across any sort of negative review or like, yeah.
The audience score is also 98%.
Wow.
Awesome.
What is the letterbox score? It's out of 5 to 1 decimal point. Just for fun. Sam already won, by the way. Like, obviously.
Letterboxd, I checked this in. I don't remember, but I would hope it's then it. Letterboxd is so weird because it always averages out, right? It's like 3 something for anything, unless it's like a terrible, terrible movie. But I'm hopeful in that it's at least hitting like 4.1.
What do you think, Sam?
I'll give it a 4.3. I did 93. I'll do a 4.3.
CJ, this time you're on the money. It was 4.1.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. That's pretty good still. 4 out of 5.
The thing I find like the most helpful on Letterboxd is like the distribution of rankings. Like they have that chart of like the different bars and it's all skewed towards the right. So
good. Okay.
That's pretty positive.
Nice.
Cool. Well, I think it's time for our ratings then.
You've heard us debating. We know you've been waiting. So now it's time to hear our ratings.
Sam, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate Godzilla Minus One for you?
That's got to be a 9. I think this is like
what's the -1 for you?
Where's that sound again? No, I would say, this is like as far as like Godzilla movies go, this is like the shining example. This is what I would recommend people to watch if they're curious about the franchise. I've seen it 3 times. I will be rewatching it, especially since it's on Netflix. It's pretty easy for people to check out. I don't have a reason for the -1. I thought 9 was a good score.
Okay.
Fair.
Just feels right. Yeah. I'll go next on this one.
Read your Letterboxd review.
Okay, I actually have it up. Really good movie. And here's where CJ's going to get mad. Shin Godzilla is still above this one in my mind, but this is still excellent. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't need to say more. This is a really just good movie in it of itself, of even just being a movie, let alone a cool kaiju Godzilla movie. So very good. But I really liked the morphing Godzilla evolution stuff that we got to see in Shin Godzilla. Plus, apparently we got 6 more minutes of it. So that'll do it for me. CJ.
Wrong. For me, I think I'm also gonna be in the hand-holding club with you guys and give it a 9. I really love this.
Wow.
Just to put you in the space of this viewing experience, watch it at home. Did not get a chance to see it in theaters, but my phone was in a completely different room.
Whoa!
With the subtitles on. We watched it in one sitting all the way through.
Wow.
I loved it.
Awesome. I will defend the dub for this movie. It's actually pretty good. My dad refused to sit there and read the subtitles, so
Okay.
I got to listen to both the Japanese and English audio. Pretty good.
Oh,
Nice.
That's good to know. Nice.
I did enjoy parts of the subtitles. Like you could tell they were trying to still use like slang, like how people actually talk. So there were some like funny dialogue parts that I like that it seemed like they found a proper translation to make it feel more normal and stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was good. People check it out.
Check it out. It's on Netflix.
Check it out.
Easy peasy.
Do it.
Sam, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
This was a lot of fun. Do you have anything you want to plug or any words of wisdom at the end here?
Take care of your body. I got knee issues right now, going to physical therapy. I'm not 20 anymore. That's really my shout out.
Don't age.
I don't
Don't age.
I don't bounce back anymore.
Nice.
Wise
Thank
words.
you again. Siege, what do we got?
You can follow us on all of the things at Overtalking Pod. Call or text us at
What was that?
Oh, a bird just flew into the window.
Jesus.
Wait, actually? I thought we were doing the Overlord bit.
No, I'm like almost positive it was a bird. Just flew into the window. It scared the shit out of me. I'll go check on that in a bit. Go ahead. Sorry.
Follow us on all the things at Overtalking Pod, or call or text the show at USACat1591. Email us at overtalkingpod@gmail.com, or go to our website, overtalkingpod.party. You can type the word Sam to find all of his previous episodes.
Holy shit. Oh, they're here.
Ah.
The Overtalking Overlords have just flew into my window. I hope they're okay. They're here to remind me to remind you, if you like the show, please go on Apple Podcasts or Spotify and rate and review where applicable. Reviews are what help people find this podcast. Also, we spend no money in advertising. So if you like the show, please tell a friend and spread the word. We would really appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
And,
guys.
They're gone.
And as we say at the end of every single episode,
Girls, rub on your titties.
No, we
Yeah, I
don't.
said it, rub on your titties.
We don't say that.
bye. No, we say it now.
This episode of the Overtalking Podcast was produced by Ken and CJ, edited by CJ. This week's special guest was Sam. Music by Justin Peters. Logo by Nate Richards. Check out Nate's work on Instagram at Nate Richards Designs.